Okay, I think we are live, at least I hope we're live. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back for another GT7 daily race at Barcelona. This is daily race B. Um, I haven't looked at the full how many laps this race is going to be. More than likely, it'll probably be 4 or 5 laps. So before getting into a race, I guess I can start by apologizing for no GT7 stream last week. Uh, Simply put, I just was not a fan of the daily races that they had last week. Um, so I was doing a little bit of ACC and doing some Forza. Whereas this week, not so sure how much ACC streaming I'll do, if any, because once again, the daily race, the Low Fuel Motorsports daily race, there is at Zandvoort. It's a track that I like, but I'm not very good at it. So, and I definitely was not happy with my lap times, so that may not happen. So this week it may be GT7 and Forza. So speaking of those two games, I'm going to get right into it. I've spent a little bit of time with Forza this past weekend since I got the game, and I think I can give some initial impressions of the games, of the two games, and comparing the two, as far as like graphics, sound, physics, and probably force feedback are the four categories that I can think of right now. Starting with the visuals, I think that's a little bit of um, a catch-22. Might be the best words I could think of. Uh, I think they're both good-looking games, but I think in certain situations, one looks better than the other. Might be a better way of putting it. Um, so I think starting with the car models, I think, especially in the daytime, GT7 has the better looking car models. Um, the shiny metallic paint job on the cars, and the way the sun reflects off those cars, I mean, it's damn near blinding. Um, I don't know, like the Forza cars look a little bit bland, and the cars don't seem to have that much as much reflection as the GT7 car models. So yeah, simply put, I think car models. I think the cars look a little bit better on GT7. Day races, in terms of the environment, I think they look a little bit better on GT7. Um, Night races, I think, look better on Forza, and I think a lot of that comes down to the lighting. I mean, the lighting uh, in the ray tracing. I'm not going to get caught up in that console war shit as to whether either one of these games has real or fake ray tracing. I'm just calling it the way I see it. I think the night races look better on Forza. Um, the way the tracks are just lit up, I think it looks pretty damn good. So that's where the catch
Great
22.
tantrum. Said. Forza sucks. Just kidding.
Uh,
Forza does look good in its own style.
I would agree. Um, so yeah, to repeat what I said, I think the day races look better on GT7, and I think the night races look better on Forza. Um, Audio, like as far as the cars sound, I like the audio on, as far as the cars, I like the audio on Forza. I think the cars have a little more growl to them.
Great tantrum. said. Playing GT7 on flat screen looks so good.
It does.
Coming from the PS4 Pro.
Oh,
It is
absolutely.
definitely better looking.
Absolutely, coming from the PS. But you know what? Initially, when I first saw GT7 on PS5, it was a jump coming from GT Sport on the PS4 Pro. But I mean, honestly speaking, GT Sport was still a good-looking game too. So in that aspect, the leap didn't seem like it was massive to me at the time until I started putting more and more time into GT7 and started noticing the small details. Um, so yeah, the audio, I think the audio is a little bit better on Forza. Um, excuse me. I think physics and
One speed, said. Sup link.
hey, one speed. How you doing? As far as physics goes, I'll give the physics to GT7, and I say that for the simple fact that I think the physics was a
Great
little.
tantrum, said. I ended up turn off the ray tracing. The jump from 60 to 30 FPS is jarring.
Oh well, that's one of the beauties of playing games on PC, because I can crank everything up playing Forza on PC, and so that ray tracing is incredible. I mean, I think all in all, I think Forza has a little bit better ray tracing, but it's hard to see it in the day races. Um, One thing that blows me away about Forza is when you can see the reflections of the surrounding cars on the hood of your car. Um, but I think one of the reasons why the GT races look better in the daytime is because of the car models, the reflections, um, like like the sun reflecting off the cars. But coming back to the physics, I would give that to GT7 because I'm able to trail brake in GT7. So much to the point that I was actually mad at GT7 for a while because it seemed like this was a game where they almost made it mandatory for you to have to trail brake. So if you didn't trail brake, the game seemed to want to punish you for not trail braking. But
Great tantrum, said. Ray tracing looks good.
yeah, it does.
But it's not so much better than I got to have it.
Hmm. Totally understand. But when I get into this car, one of the things I was definitely impressed with the reflections was I was looking at the dashboard of the McLaren that I was driving, um, and it had the plastic shield. I was able to see the reflection of my helmet, and I was able to turn my head inside the car and see my helmet turning on the reflection of the dashboard. So that was a small detail that was really impressive too. Physics on Forza, I do not a big fan of. Um, the game does not seem to want to let you trail brake the way you would on, say, ACC or GT7. Um, the only way with Forza that you can seem to trail brake is you have to start braking while you're in a straight line right before you get to the corner, and you have to hold on to the brakes going all the way around the corner until you get past the apex. One thing that I do not like, I especially don't like this, um, and this is where the force feedback ties in as well. You go around a corner in Forza, and you can see that you're gonna go wide. You're gonna go wide, and you're gonna miss your line, and you try to softly apply the brakes to try to go into a trail brake. Um, the force feedback just drops right off the planet. The wheel just cranks over, and the car goes into an underslide. Same thing with if you go into a corner. If again, as if you're going into a corner from a straight line and you hit the brakes, you can trail brake through the corner on Forza. But if you release the brakes and then try to reapply it to try to trail brake again, then it cranks
Great
all the way over
tantrum,
and the force feedback
said.
drops off.
It's early days. Just like anti-aliasing or anisotropic filtering, ray tracing will become a common household graphics settings for games.
Agreed. Uh, with Forza, I can't say that there was any aliasing that stood out to me. Now aliasing can be real bad in VR though. And so force feedback, I think the force feedback in Forza had the potential to be better, but because of how inconsistent it is, I would give the nod to GT7. I would say GT7's probably got a little bit better force feedback because it's consistent. You know, the force feedback stays the same as you're going, as you're making your. Let me move this headset out the way. As you're making your full turn, it stays consistent. Whereas with Forza, it seems like right here where my wheel is at, that's about as far as you can turn it and still have resistance and still have that tension in the wheel. It seems like if you turn it about right there at about 45 degrees, the force feedback just drops right off and the car goes into a slide, and it doesn't seem to matter how
Great
fast you're
tantrum,
going.
said. I mean, these graphics will be used as common settings. Not something that is now considered a luxury setting.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, from the PSI, from the PS5, from the, you know what? I, I would like to agree with you, but let's say the PS5 Pro comes out and they got that extra horsepower to eliminate the aliasing and add a little more detail and that kind of stuff. Will they do it? I don't know, because with the PS4 Pro and the PS4, Sony wanted parity. I guess you could like brush up the visuals a little bit, but in terms of performance, no. They wanted parity across the board. If it ran at 30 frames per second on the PS4, it had to run at 30 frames per second on the PS4 Pro. They wouldn't allow you to run the game at 60. So I think the PS4 Pro, in my opinion, was a great console that was wasted. So, so there you have it. Visually, like I said, it's a catch-22. Day races look better on GT7. Night races look better on Forza. Audio, I like Forza better. Like I said, the cars have more growl to it, so it makes the races feel more intense. Not the trash GT7, but some of the cars on GT7 sounds like vacuum cleaners. Um, Force feedback, again, I give that to GT7. It's a little more consistent um, because the resistance and the tension is consistent as I'm going through corners. Whereas with Forza, as I'm going around corners, once I reach a point, it's like snap, and the force feedback just drops right off. Physics, and I give physics to GT7 as I can trail break through corners, whereas Forza, uh, it it just kind of won't let you do it. It won't let you trail break mid corner. If you attempt to, um, if you're going around a corner and you see that you're about to go wide, and you try to apply the brake, as soon as you hit the brake, the force feedback drops off, and again, the wheel basically cranks over, and you're basically going into understeer. So they definitely got to fix the physics. So in terms of overall, which game is better? I would say GT7 is the slightly better game. I will say that if um, if Forza had VR support, that would definitely be my go-to sim for night races because it just looks so beautiful at night, and I would love to see all that in VR. Um, and the game is not as demanding on my PC as I thought. I've got a 4090 with 24 gigs of VRAM, and the more you crank the settings up, the more VRAM it uses. But I've got at least the things that I want cranked up, I cranked them all the way up. Everything else is on auto, and it's only using about 4 gigs of VRAM, so I got a lot of overhead left on PC. Oh, the other part I forgot to mention that is absolutely horrible about Forza is the pop-ups, the pop-ins. You got pop-ins and pop-outs with Forza. Um, there's times where I'm just racing on a black floor and I don't see anything. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, there you have it. I think I think all in all, GT7 is probably still the slightly better game than Forza. I think Forza has potential though. I think it's a game that needed to stay in the oven probably another 6 months to a year.
Great Tantrum said, I thought the lights out tracks was a limitation of the PS4 version.
I think
On PS5 tracks like Suzuka are still light out during night racing on it.
I would agree with you. That's I I wanted to say that, but I didn't want GT7 people to feel like I'm trashing the game, because I've been watching some of those GT7 versus Forza videos, and when you see the night races, like the night scenarios on GT7 are severely limited. There's only certain tracks where you can race at night. Everything else is like sunset or the evening. Whereas like Forza, every single track you can race at night, midnight, whatever, and it's all lit up. But in all fairness, I found out that out of the sims that I race, Forza is really the only one that's lit up at night. All the rest of them, the track lights are either turned off or it doesn't have track lights. So when you're doing a night race, like ACC, Automobile Lister 2 and GT7, when you're doing a night race where it's pitch black, the only lighting comes from the headlights of the cars. There doesn't seem to be there's no track lights
Great
to help
Tantrum
illuminate the track.
said, it looks like somebody forgot to pay the electric bill.
Yeah, exactly.
LOL.
But in the case of GT7, I kind of get it, because even though the PS5, in my opinion, is an amazing piece of machinery, I still think it is severely limited in terms of its graphical power. I still think the PS5 has the graphical power of a 2070, and a game like GT7 is already, in my opinion, probably already pushed the PS5 to its limits in terms of the graphics. And then you factor in VR, which is going to tax the headset of the console a little bit more. And then you add lighting to that. You add lights, track lights, and that would tax it even more. So yeah, you make an excellent point, Tantrum. And I think that's why I think certain tracks will not allow you to do night races. I think they were really selective about what tracks you can do night races on. Yeah, some of these tracks, the furthest you can go is sunset or evening. So, and now I get it. That's why.
Great Tantrum said, on my PS4 version of GT7, after it rains and the sun comes out, the track stays shaded until all the water is dried out. On PS5 version, the wet tracks get the sunlight.
Another thing that I've noticed about GT7 is that the weather is selective on certain tracks also. You can't go across the board and just put in rain. There's only certain tracks have it. And then you can't control the intensity of the rain. Like I think with ACC, I think you can choose how hard you want it to rain. I think you can choose a light rain or a heavy thunderstorm. Because I think I've done some races on ACC where I've seen lightning cracking in the background. I've never seen that on GT Sport, and I think so far on Forza, I haven't the night the wet races. The rain hasn't been super heavy, but that is one thing I will knock Forza on is the water trail coming from the tires look a little exaggerated. It makes the cars look like they're driving through floods when there's barely any water on the track. So I think we can go ahead and put the headset on and do a few laps. But hey, feel free to continue to um, give your thoughts on Forza versus GT7, and I'll respond accordingly. All right, let's do a few laps.
Great Tantrum said, I am disappointed with rain even on PS5 version. The frame rate drops especially with all the cars in front of you. I saw the frame rate tank quite a few times even on PS5 version.
That's something a lot of people don't realize, how demanding. This is one of the reasons why I was trying to tell people that I think the PS5 is underpowered in certain situations for VR, because people don't realize how demanding a night race is in the wet, and then whether the cars are in front of you or in back of you, that also determines how much resources are going to be utilized on your hardware. Like I've done on PC, like Automobilista, for instance. When I start, I think when I start from the very back, everything ran smoothly. When I put myself towards the front of the pack, or the front of the grid, or in the middle of the grid, I noticed a couple of frame stutters, and it was super demanding. If you do a night race in the wet and you put yourself at the front of the grid, it was really it taxes the hardware even more. And I'm simply being honest in saying that I think PS5, PSVR 2, a night race in the wet, like a thunderstorm, I don't think it can handle it.
Said, you saw the frame rate tank too with rain on?
I've never really paid attention to that on GT7, but I've seen it on PC. So I know a night race it's just the way it is with sim racing. Night races in the wet, and then if you're in the middle or towards the front of the grid, it taxes the hardware. So a drop in frame rate is not surprising to me on PS5. Damn, this shit looks blurry. That's a little bit better. I can barely hear the cars, so I might have to turn the in-game volume up a little bit. Shit.
Great Tantrum said, I saw it during afternoon settings on any track that allows rain. That is on the PS5 version as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, I'll tell you how demanding rain is. We never saw races, wet races on GT Sport on PS4 Pro or PS4. All right, that's a little bit better.
Great Tantrum said, very few tracks did have rain on GT Sport. One of them was Red Bull Ring.
I don't think I played GT Sport enough to even know that, to tell you the truth. Because the VR on there was something that left to be desired when you're doing time trials, and that's it.
Great Tantrum said, the VR support didn't allow rain, but flat there was some with rain support.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Agent Zen said, thumbs up, smiling face with hearts, smiling face with hearts, smiling face with hearts, automobile.
Thank you. What a backbreaker.
Agent Zen said. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Alright. How's the audio, everybody?
Great Tantrum said. Audio is good.
Okay. Because I can barely hear the in-game audio inside this headset. I really want to turn it up a little bit, but not if it's going to make it hard for you guys to hear me. Alright, I think I'll do one more lap and then we'll get ready to enter a race. Damn, I just fucked that lap up. I think I was on my way to a low 143. But let's go ahead and get entered for a race. 3-star garbage. It's going to end up being garbage. Entry period over. Okay.
Limitless _ CEO said. I need this in my life. Great
Hey.
Tantrum said. OOP.
Limitless, how you doing? It's been a while. So, yeah, it looks like the entry period's over. Let me back all the way out and then come back in. Entry period starts in 3 minutes. Okay. So we can go ahead and wait it out for 3 minutes. I want to get registered and then come back and try to beat that qualifying lap. With these sims, there's something to race for on all the sims that I stream. On GT7, my goal is to get back into the A class. A lot of it so I can avoid the dirty racers. I'll be honest in saying that if I did get back into the A class, I would be the lower tier of the A class. I would be one of the more slower A class drivers. But I'd rather be there than to be one of the faster B class drivers and have to deal with dirty drivers. ACC, relative to low fuel motorsports, I am currently an Iron Plus driver. I have been trying to get to bronze for God knows how long. When you first register for low fuel motorsports and you get your license, the game automatically starts you out as bronze, which is pretty tough. And from there, you will either go down or go up, depending on how you perform. And I've gone through stretches where I performed so badly, I damn near got knocked back down to rookie. So right now, it is a struggle. I mean, I'll get to Iron Plus, and then I'll have a few bad races, and then get knocked back down to Iron. Forza, I think, is not so much about my ranking. It's about trying to level up the cars. You know, put better tires and stuff like that on it. But some of these daily races, it doesn't matter. Some of the daily races on Forza, it doesn't matter how much you tune the car, what parts you add. It'll all get stripped out. For BOP races. For like a fixed BOP. So I think the only racing game that I was streaming where I have absolutely nothing to race for was Assetto Corsa Competizione on PS5, the flat screen version. And the only thing that I was really racing for was to try to crack a 149 lap time on Monza. And I can't do it. You think they would be the same game, but they are not. The physics and the force feedback on PS5 is different from the physics and force feedback on PC. All right, we are registered. Oh, wait a minute. Got to put the mediums on here. All right. All right, let's give it a whirl. Look at right there. There's my helmet right there, and there's my head moving around in the dashboard of the helmet.
Great Tantrum said, if the PSVR 2 was PC compatible and the games worked on it using its features such as FOV rendering, do you think you would use it instead of other PC headsets?
Absolutely not, because I already have those. Whenever it's utilized, the Quest Pro already has those features. Has eye and face tracking and FOV
Amen.
rendering.
Said, sure looks good on this end.
Shit! Yeah, we gotta start over again. Another reason why I would not use, I mean, there's a group right now, or a person that's working on trying to make the PSVR 2 work on PC. He's gotten it as far as being able to like watch videos and stuff like that on PC. You know, he finally tricked the PSVR headset into thinking that it's connected with a PS5, so it's letting him proceed. So he's still working on that. At the beginning, when I first found out about him working on that, I thought it was great, but now
said, Quest 3 has FOV rendering?
No, it does not. In terms of eye tracking, no, it does not. But I would not use this headset on PC because of the Fresnel lenses. Both the Quest 3 and the Quest Pro have pancake lenses, and that is a game changer. I mean, everything is clear from edge to edge, whereas these Fresnel lenses that the PSVR has a very small sweet spot, and if you look outside of the sweet spot, the edges tend to be a little bit soft, if not outright blurry. It's also like that with the Reverb G2. When you look inside the sweet spot, it is incredibly clear. But outside of the sweet spot, it's blurry. So yeah, I can say that without question. I don't see any reason to use this headset on PC, even if it were possible. Not only that, shit, Steam just came through with a breakthrough. Now you can use what's called Steam Link. And with Steam Link, you can use your Quest 2, Quest Pro, and Quest 3 to wirelessly play games on Steam, similar to AirLink and Virtual Desktop. But the big thing is that the Steam Link utilizes the FOV eye tracking. Oh shit.
Great Tantrum said, the Quest 3 is your daily driver for PC?
No, the Quest Pro is. For a couple of reasons. One is, believe it or not, the Quest Pro has better panels than the Quest 3. I think it has what's called ULED or ULED panels or something like that. And it's got dual panels with local dimming, which means the Quest Pro has better blacks. And even though the Quest 3 has a higher native resolution, to me, PC games look sharper on the Pro. It has better colors, deeper blacks. And then not only that, with the OpenXR toolkit, and now with Steam Link, the eye tracking, or FOV rendering, I can utilize that. And then to take it a step further, for the apps that utilize it, there's also face tracking.
Great Tantrum said, "Oh, Quest Pro has eye and face tracking abilities."
Yeah, that's why it costs so much more. That's why it was a $1,500 headset when it first launched. Damn it! Got hit with a goddamn track limit penalty.
Great Tantrum said, Quest 3 got the pancake lenses and a powerful standalone chipset.
Absolutely.
But the Pro has the better displays and face tracking. I see.
That's as a PC headset. Now, as a standalone headset, it's not even close. The Quest 3 blows the Quest Pro out of the water. Population 1 being a good example. I took a look at it on Quest 3, and you can't even really tell the difference between the Quest 3 version and the PC version. And then you go back and look at it on the Quest Pro, and it did not look good because it's still using that like a weaker chip.
Great Tantrum said, okay.
There we go. I think I figured it out. All right. We get a little bit faster each lap. All right. That's going to be it. Where did I qualify? 7th. All right. That's respectable. Wait a minute. I turned in a 142.7 that last lap, and it's not registering. So, but in any case, so that my 142.7 puts me 1.2 seconds behind the leader. It's not fast enough to beat him outright, but given what kind of people we're dealing with on this game, I have just as much chance as anybody to win this race. And it looks like I'm the only one that I see using a McLaren. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Get situated here. And why do I put my head down like this? It's because this PSVR 2 does the recentering button is also the pause button. So if you try to recenter the headset, you'll actually pause the game. So that's something they really need to fix. Turbo Antelope is an interesting name. Knew that was gonna happen, son of a bitch. I'm currently in 4th place, but I'm probably going to lose that space once that penalty kicks in. Damn it, that's going to be a penalty. And there it is. This is the last lap. I'm in 4th place right now, but I'm probably going to lose that place when that penalty kicks in. That car bumped me, but I don't have time to look at it. Damn it! Why are you bumping me, man? You're gonna get past me as soon as the penalty kicks in. Oh my God! Well, yeah, cars was knocking me around, but I'm gonna put it like this: if I don't get hit with those two penalties, those cars behind me don't even knock me out the way. I think there was
Great
a
tantrum. Said. Dude be flying.
yeah. I mean, I did all right. I had fourth place locked up, but those two goddamn penalties. That's all me. So I'm not even gonna scream and cry about the two idiots that was knocking me around. So yeah, I raised it a little bit. Well, let's get registered for the next race. So I'll do one, possibly two more races. All right, let's get in there. I guess I could try one more time to beat that 142.7. Oh, crikey. How much time we got? 7 minutes. right, let's go. $142.6. There we go, baby. That hurt. A little too late. Ah, son of a... Oh my god, I just messed up a great lap. Oh well. I still got a 142.6. That's still pretty good. I think realistically this lap, if I would have not made that last mistake, I think realistically I probably would have turned in a 142.5 or 142.4 at best. Yeah, this is it. Race will start 20 seconds. So with this car, I have to brake a lot earlier than I want to. With ACC on this track, on this straight, I brake at 100 meters. With this car, I have to brake at about 150. It's the only way I can get the car pointed going into the chicane. Where am I at? Ooh, okay, 6. 1.6 seconds slower than the leader. The leader turned in a 141 flat. Damn. But the 5th place car and the 7th place car behind me, we're all basically separated by 1/10. So we're even 2/10 if you want to throw in the number 8 car. So we're all evenly matched. Let's go. Let's go. The key is I've got to hit my brake markers. That is the key. Do not let these cars hounding me and breathing behind me and shit like that. Try to knock me off my square. I couldn't see. I couldn't walk him down, but I'll take third. Good performance today. I took a fifth and I took a third. Not a bad day. And I haven't heard any comments come through in a while, so I might have to switch it back so all the comments can start scrolling through. So give me a second, and I'll get this headset off, and then we'll go open up these roulette tickets before I head on out. All right, give me a second, folks. All right, not a bad deal. Not a bad deal today. Not bad. All right, let's check out the roulette ticket. I only got a 3-star, which is going to be trash, but let's see what we got before we head on out of here because I want to get some practice in on ACC. I got to get my practice in on ACC and maybe even do a little bit of Forza tonight before I call it a night. But I'm definitely going to do a Forza stream before this week is up. So it's hard for me to say because it's really going to be a really busy week for VR this week. I think those that pre-ordered Arizona Sunshine 2 can play it tomorrow. My good friend Ham VR, he's already got a notification posted because he's going to stream Arizona Sunshine 2 PC VR. That is HAM space VR, Ham VR. My good friend, check him out. Matter of fact, let me come back so I can put a link to his channel in the chat. MVR. So let me see. I'll just copy that. Here you go, folks.
Lincoln Clay said, https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=mhpplvytw3c.
Oh my God! But that's the link right there that will take you directly to Ham's stream for Arizona Sunshine 2 Deluxe Edition. It is set to stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which I believe is 6 p.m. I think GMT or BST. I don't know which it is, but I know it's 6 p.m. UK time. So go check that out. Oh, another person is live. I could put his link in the channel. Uh, this is a guy I recently became friends with, the Graybeard Gamer. Let's see here. He's streaming live. I will put a link to his channel in the comments. Copy.
Lincoln Clay said, https://www.youtube.com/@thegraybeardgamer.
He races Forza Motorsports. I'm guessing he's around my age, given his gray beard, but he doesn't look old at all. He looks like he's in his early to mid 40s. So go check him out. So his streams are high quality. His videos are high quality. It don't look, amateurish or bootleg like mine. So go check him out. So there's a couple people you can go check out. If you happen to jump into his chat, tell him Lincoln sent you. And so let's get back and open this roulette ticket, and then we will head on out. all junk other than the money. Get that gold brick though right there. They give me that gold brick. Because I got no use for these parts, because they're not going to let you use them during the daily races. So I have absolutely no use for parts. Okay, let's see here. Come on back over here. And that is going to do it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate it. Good stream tonight, and surprisingly minimal dirty racing. I mean, there was only one idiot, and I mean, compared to what I deal with on this game, it was pretty clean racing tonight. There was even a couple of people who bumped me and realized they were coming in too fast, and they backed off of me. So kudos to those people in the 2 daily races that I did race clean, that practice racing etiquette. Appreciate it. And so that is going to do it for me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you on the next stream, which will more than likely be Forza Motorsports. I also forgot. In addition to Arizona Sunshine coming out tomorrow, for those that pre-ordered, I think we also have Resident Evil remake coming out Friday. And I think there's another game releasing this week. I can't remember. It may be Tales of Arashi. But there's a lot of games releasing in December for VR. So we got 3 big games releasing this week. So I'm probably going to pick all those games up. I don't know if I'll stream it. My son has a little bit of interest in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So I might have him stream the Resident Evil 4 remake. Also, I know we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that my son is interested in. I'll definitely have him stream that. And I think that's going to be a timed exclusive on PSVR 2. So, alright, there you have it. Now I'm going to get out of here. I've been flapping my yap for a minute. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you.